What's up, everybody? Beast here with Beastie Mods. Here I have my 2 copies of Crystal version, my aftermarket shell from Retro Game Repair Shop. So what I have here, Japanese, North American versions. If you saw my short, you know that I'm here today to put this circuit board behind this shell. So the reason, and a lot of people do this, I know I'm not very far from the first person to do this, but the reason that I want to do this, because this is a sweet PCB. It's got this kind of white overlay. It's got the Crystal version logo, which is kind of like Suicune's head, I guess. So yeah, so that's what I want. I don't speak Japanese. I am working on it with Duolingo, but I'm not quite there yet. The Harinaga and the kanji, I'm just not there yet with the reading. I'm doing a lot better with the phonetics though. So one of the things that we're going to run into with this is the fact that we have the Japanese cartridges have 2 screw holes. As you can see, you got 2 screw bosses, and there's nothing in the center. It's just kind of like the kind of casting bubble there. So, but on the American version, we have a hole in the center and hole in the center. So what I want to do, what we're doing already, I already started. If you watched my short, you saw me point out the little notch here that I made, and wow, that actually shows up pretty clear. So that's what I've made so far. I did this tonight. So what we have on these American style cartridges, I'll show you the original first. You have this tab here and this tab here, and they go into a little notch. I call it like a L notch or a J notch. I guess it's more of an L. So bloop bloop goes in like that. Maybe you can see it. Let's see if we can see it on the side view here. Come on, camera, focus. So yeah, there's that there, drops right in, and then slides up, and then you can put your screw in, right? So the issue here is that I don't really want a giant honking hole in this circuit board, because if you look right where that goes, there's a lot of goodies on the Japanese board that are not there on the American board. So those chips are really, this is the ROM chip and the RAM chip. So that, let's just pull out some calipers here. So let's see. Here we have a space of 7.26 millimeters. What is that in inches? So we got like a little more than a 1/4 inch hole there. Now you take a look at what we got in the way of that hole here on this board. There's a lot of stuff. So what I am going to do, what I'm going to try to do, I might succeed, I might not, you know, I'm open to learning my lesson from trying. I am going to, rather than use the backing for this that belongs with that giant honkin' hole, I'm going to use the Japanese backing that has these cut out the holes for the screws, because that not only will that help keep it in place the way it's intended, but you know, it's just a smarter option to do. Really, the smartest option is to not do any of this and just keep it original, but that's, well, how exciting is that? It's kind of boring, if you ask me. And this is great, I love it, but I paid to have this, and I also paid to have this. This is great, and I love that, and I'm gonna to be using my GB flash in a future video to pull my save file off of this, not in this video, in a future video, so that I can swap these chips without killing my save file. But today what we're doing first and foremost is we're gonna get this L notch cut out of the other side. So what I have encountered here is that this screw hole boss has got to be cut down, right? So I'm using my trusty X-Acto knife with a newer blade than the last time it's been seen on camera. Maybe, just maybe, it can be seen if I turn the right way. I have this line right here I cut with my blade, and then also right here cut down, cut across here, and then I also cut all the way across here. And so I've got it's not easy. It's actually kind of a lot of work, but anyways, I've been talking for over 6.5 minutes. Let's get okay, so this is for, okay, this side's cut. This side here, we have to cut the notch. I can kind of force it in. Let's zoom back out. So this side, if I keep this open on the other side, it's gonna, see how it's nice and flush? Even got a little bit of wiggle room. But that will actually slide nice and comfortably. And this side, however, I have not cut at all, so the top corner will drop right in. This is not lined up, and I believe that will have trouble getting into the cartridge reader, so I'm not trying to play that game. I mean, this is a game I want to play, but that game, no, I'm not playing that. So, I don't remember the measurements, but we're gonna pull out the calipers here. We're gonna, I prefer working in millimeters for stuff like this. So, we're gonna take a measurement here. .7372. We're going to tighten that down. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to use my caliper. Probably going to catch some flack from the armchair internet people, but I'm going to use the point there. This is plastic. I don't care. Hate me if you want. I don't care. I'm going to use that to just make a nice slice right there in the plastic. So now I know that is an exact match to the opposite side. And we're going to go ahead and do the same thing with the other end of that notch. Here we are, 14.12 millimeters. Tighten that down really well. Not moving. Okay. Now we're going to come back over here. You can see our previous mark. And just slide that right over. Okay, cool. Next, I'm going to do the same thing, but we're going to measure from here to the edge there. 17 point. Okay, we're gonna do 17 point nothing. Let's see how that looks on this side. Yeah, we're gonna roll with that. Okay. And I'm gonna not score all the way to the top on this. I'm just gonna do like half, or however much that is. I don't know. Let's keep moving right along here. Can we see? Focus there. Okay, perfect. Give it another test fit. It didn't like it the first time I pushed it in there, but second time, yeah, it seems to do okay. I think that tab is a little worn down. Yeah, it's also not very flattened. Okay, crystal version PCB. It locks in. That falls apart though. We needed something to hold it together. Imagine that. If only there were some screw bosses. So my solution for this is going to be in the part 2 video. I'm going to drill a hole right there, and it's going to go through to this hole right here. I'm going to use, so we have these game bit screws. So I'll just demonstrate here. And we'll take this. So the way that those work is you have that, you put it there. You have a game bit screwdriver. Oh boy, there looks like some metal flakes in there. You just drive it in. But as I'm sure you probably already know, this part goes inside the Game Boy. And yes, I know I need to clean my Game Boy. So we cannot have a screw right here where there's no indentation. Like, see how much indentation there is right there? It's a lot. It's enough to conceal the head of one of these screws. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to use this bevel-headed screw, and it's got a Phillips bit. It's kind of used up a little bit, but it's going to do the job. This fits into this screw hole pretty comfortably, and there's enough threads, enough meat will hold the two halves of the cartridge together. If only he had a tool for this job. If only there was a tool that he had for this job. Imagine a tool, the right tool for the right job, as they say. So this is what I'm going to do. That's going to be the new screw for that. So this will give me the clearance that I need. As you can see, it will thread in. I'm going to make it nice and flush. It's going to hold it together, but it's not going to be on this shell. It's going to be on this one with two holes. So it's going to have 3 holes at the end of the day. So let's go ahead and get that part handled. How are we going to do that? First, we're going to lock our two halves together. I'm going to grab a pokey tool. I think that I can get through with this. We're going to find out. Oh yeah, I think I'm hitting the bottom there. Got something going on. Oh yeah, beautiful. Okay, we're going to pause for a second. Okay, I'm back with the drill bit right there. So, because this is plastic, it doesn't take a lot of force. I'm just going to press this down, press it down, and twist. Just go ahead and puncture through to the other side so that the drill bit will pass through a little easier. That was easier than I thought it would be. Okay, now here's my Phillips screw. We're going to check how it's going to fit, if at all. It might be too small. If it's too small, that's fine, because we'd rather it be too small than too big. It seems to be small enough that it can thread in. So you see that countersunk bevel there. We're gonna mimic that in the hole. Not as much as I'd like, but this is kind of a trial and error type of deal here. I'm just going to take a little bit of meat off at a time. Oh yes, this is what we want. This is what we came for. Okay, so I'm going to back this screw out a little ways. I may opt to go with a slightly larger screw because I have it on hand. To be in good alignment, no coincidence there. Seems pretty solid. Let's see how it fits in the Game Boy. Oh yeah, no trouble. No trouble whatsoever. I love it. Okay. Well, that's part one.